Assalamu alaikum, welcome everyone. Today we are going through predicted paper 3 by Maths Genie, and just a reminder that these are just predictions and it's part of your revision plans, and these are not necessarily guaranteed to show up. Okay, we're gonna go straight to question 2. Question 3 rather, because of my technical issues potentially. This is question 3. Today's session is going to be a very short one. So question 3, off you go. Also in the description of the video is a copy of the exam paper, so you can download the paper and the mark scheme. All right, question 3. Matt wants to invest £8,000 for 3 years. He can choose between Bank A and Bank B. Bank A 1.2% compound interest per annum. Bank B 2% compound interest in the first year, 1% compound interest for each extra year. Which bank will give Matt the most interest after 3 years? You must show your working. So what topic is this? This is clearly compound interest. So we've got Matt, he wants to invest £8,000 for 3 years. And he's got these 2 banks he can choose from, and Bank B has 2% for the first year and then 1% for each extra year. So how do we do this? So we need to remember how we work out compound interest. So we need to remember our compound interest formula. And then the step 2 is we replace or replace the amounts. So our compound interest is our initial amount multiplied by our percentage raised to the power years, and that gives our final amount. So let's have Bank A. So our initial amount is £8,000 times by our percentage is we always add compound interest. So 100% plus 1.2% gives us 101.2%. So 101.2%, and it's for 3 years. So raised to the power 3, and we can put that into our calculator. 8,000 times by 101.2, and I can use my percentage button. So it's the open bracket, so shift open bracket gives me percentage raised to the power 3 gives me 829.4698. And usually we need it to be 2 place values, pounds and pennies. 8,291 pounds. The 9 rounds up, so it's 47 pence. That's our first answer. Now we go to Bank B. And I use this today. You could change that to a multiplier. you just divide by 100, so you could also use 1.012. Okay, bank B. So again, our initial amount is £8,000. And here I've got 100% plus 2%, which gives me 102%. And I've got 100% plus 1% for the following one, which is 101%. So I'm going to multiply by the first year, which is 102%. Then for the second year, it's going to be 101%. And then the third year, it's 101% again. $8,000 times by 102% times 101% times 101%. That gives me 8324.016. And again, rounding that, the 6 rounds up, so I've got 8324.02. So if I look at my question, which bank will give Matt the most interest? The most interest, the bigger number is 83. So bank 8324 is greater than 8291, which is bank B. Okay, so that's worth 4 marks. Let's add this. So if you are new to the channel, we do a little tally based on our previous year's grade boundaries. So last year, summer 2023, to get a grade 3 for each paper, we needed 11 marks. So we'll just keep a tally of how we're doing today. So that's 4 marks. Let's go to the next question. Again, question 4, I'm going to have to skip because my camera is playing up today. So let's go straight to question 5. I will come back to those questions another day because today's session is a short session. So this is question 5. Off you go. Okay, question 5. If you need more time, press pause for the answer. Question 5, it says, find 5% of 3.8 times 10 to the power 105. Give your answer in standard form. So we do 5% times 3.8 times 10 to the power 105. Now the issue is this is a very large power. So that will not be displayed on our calculator. And let's check it out. 5% times 3.8 times 10 to the power 105. It doesn't work. So we need to go back to basics. So we need to remember how our standard form works. So we've got step 1 is the first part needs to be 1 to 9. It can be a number like 9.3 as long as it's between 1 and 9, the first digit. And then the second part is a power of 10. So I can split this up into 2 parts. So 5% times 3.8 So 5% times 3.8 gives me 0.19 times 10 to the power 105. Now the next thing, it still hasn't followed step 1, which is it needs to be between 1 and 9. So I just multiply this by 10. This becomes 1.9. Now if I've multiplied by 10, one of this, the power for this needs to go down by 1. So 105 take away 1. So this now becomes 1.9 times 10 to the power. 105 take away 1 is 104. Okay, so my final answer is 1.9 times 10 to the power 104. Okay, so this is worth 3 marks. Let's add that to our tally. 1, 2, 3. So we've got 7 marks. We are 4 marks away from a grade 3, banking our grade 3. Question 6 is worth 3 marks. Up you go. Okay, question 6. Verity buys 12 bottles of apple juice for a total cost of £15. Verity sells all 12 bottles at £1.75p each bottle. Work out Verity's percentage profit. So we have 12 bottles that cost £15. She sells all 12 bottles at 1.75. Work out Verity's percentage profit. So step 1 is we need to, so we can do this a few ways. I'm going to first of all, step 1, work out the total cost. So the total income. From that, I can then work out the profit. Which is going to be step 1, take away £15. And then step 3, I want to make it a profit. So my denominator is going to be 15 because that's my cost. My cost goes as my denominator. And then I will multiply it by 100 to change it to a percentage. So the total income, 12 times 1.75. That gives me 21. So what's my profit? My profit is 21 take away 5, which gives me 6. So that's my step 2 done. Now I'm in my step 3, which is 6 out of my initial cost is £15. And then I multiply that by 100. 6 divided by 15 times by 100 gives me 40%. Okay, 40% profit is very good. That's worth 3 marks. Let's add that to our tally. 1, 2, 3. We are 1 mark away from banking our grade 3. Let's go to the next question. Question 7. Off you go. Question 7a. y times y to the power a, y squared times y to the power a equals to y to the power 7. Find the value of a. So we have the base, they are the same. So when we are multiplying, we're adding the powers. So we've got 2, why did I write 3 there? 2 plus something equals to 7. So let's call it x. So x equals to 7, take away 2, that gives me 5. So the value of a is going to be 5. I should have used a instead of x. Okay, next one is we've got a power of a power, y to the power 4 to the power b equals y to the power 12. So again, similar rules, using the rules of indices, a power of a power is multiplied. So 4 times b equals to y to the power 12. So we can ignore the y's. 4b equals to 12. So b must be 12 divided by 4, which is 3. Okay, so nice questions there. So let's add the 2 marks to our tally. 1, 2. So we have banked our grade 3. Let's work towards our grade 4 now. I'll also see a few messages on chat. I will check chat. So, hello, do you think grade boundaries for 8, 9 will be higher, similar, lower? I personally think that the grade boundaries, well, obviously the grade boundaries will be higher, personally. I have a feeling it's going to be higher because it's year on year, the grade boundaries have become higher. I think after COVID, because of COVID years, the grade boundaries were very generous. And so the number of people who were passing their exams was quite high relatively. So I think they're going to tighten that up. And so because of that, it's going to be much harder. So yeah, I think personally grade boundaries will go up. You might be asking, why am I using the old grade boundaries? It's just, this is just an exercise just to keep a track of the score. So yeah, that's what I think and why I believe that. All right, I'll give you some time on that question. Okay, let's look at question 8. And before I do that, apologies, I'm a little bit unwell this evening, so I am got a very runny nose, so I'm having to sort that out. All right, question number 8. Change a speed of 81 kilometers per hour to a speed in meters per second. So we have 81 kilometers per hour, and we want it in meters per second. So this is a very tricky question. It's on conversions. So step one is I'm going to try to understand what this means. So 81 kilometers per hour. So I've got hour, which I need to change into minutes and seconds. And then I have, what else do I need to do? So I need to put it in this format. So 81 kilometers per hour. So what does 81 kilometers mean? So that's another conversion that I need to do. So I need to also change it to meters and kilometers. I've got the order the wrong way round. So first of all, 81 kilometers is 81,000 meters per hour. What does this mean per hour? So 81,000 meters per hour. So per means divide, and I need to change hours into minutes and seconds. So that's 60 minutes. And then we have 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So we need to change this to 60 seconds in a minute. And then there are 60 minutes. So we need to multiply these two together. So 60 times 60. So we've got 81,000 divided by 60 times 60. Then we can get our calculator out. Excuse me, I just need to just needed to grab a tissue there. 81,000 divided by 60 times 60, close bracket. That gives me 22.5 meters per second. Okay, so nice 3 marks there for that question. Let's add that to our tally. One, 2, 3, 5, 10, 15 marks banked. Let's look at the next question. Question number 9 is worth 3 marks. Off you go. Okay, question number 9. You have, the diagram shows a pentagon. So a pentagon has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. Work out the value of x. So we can see x is here. What is this? This is 90. So I'm going to do step 1 is I'm going to remember my formula. Angles in polygons. What are angles in polygons? N take away 2 times by 180. And then step 2 is I'm going to, all of the angles will equal to that. Add all angles. And then step 3, work backwards to find x. So let's do that. So we've got 180. So the sum of angles equals 180 times n minus 2. So 5 take away 2. 180 times 5 take away 2 is 3. Gives me 540. So then I can turn this to an equation, which is 98 plus 90 plus 121 plus 92 plus x equals to 540. So if I add all of these up together, what do I get? 98 plus 90 plus 121 plus 92. That gives me 401. So x plus 401 equals to 540. So x equals to 540 take away 401. That gives me 139. So that is my answer for x. 139. Nice, 3 marks there. Let's add that to our tally. 1, 2, 3. So we've got 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18 marks. We've banked our grade 4. Now we need to aim for our grade 5. Now today's session is not going to be very long. We'll do another, I think, 5-10 minutes. This is worth 4 marks. So off you go. Okay, let's look at question 10. The density of orange cordial is 1.21 grams per centimeter cubed. The density of carbonated water is 1.01 grams per centimeter cubed. A drink with a volume of 280 centimeter cubed is made by mixing 1 part of orange cordial with 7 parts of carbonated water. Work out the density of the drink. So lots of things going on in that question. So we've got, what topic is this? So this is, so step 1 is I need to remember my formula for density, mass, volume. So I need to remember that density equals mass divided by volume. Then I can create my triangle DMV. We've got the density of orange cordial is 1.21 grams per centimeter cubed. The density of carbonated water is this. So I've got orange, and I've got water. A drink with volume 280 centimeters is made by mixing 1 part orange with 7 parts of carbonated water. So I've got density, mass, volume. I've got 2 things here. So I'm going to create a table with DMV. And then I'm going to see what happens. So I have got orange cordial and carbonated water. My density is 1.21 and my carbonated water is 1.01. So I need to find these 2 boxes. Now, a drink with a volume of 280 is made by mixing 1 part of orange to 7 parts water. So my volume is 280. So I've actually got to work out the volume as well here. So I've got a bit of ratio going on. So step 3 is ratio here as well. And in fact, I need to work out the ratio before I can work out the table. So here I can put orange cordial to water, carbonated water, is 1 to 7. So how do we do ratio? I'm going to use my box method. And from the method, I'm going to find out each ratio or part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts. And my volume is 280. So the 280 represents all of that. So you can see what's going to happen here. I'm going to do 280 divided by 8, because 1 plus 7 gives me 8 parts altogether. Let's see what that is. 280 divided by 8 is 35. So each box is worth 35. So this one is 35. Carbonated water is 5 lots of 35. So 7 lots of 35. 7 times 35 gives me 245. So now my volume of 35 goes for OC, orange. So this is 35. And my carbonated water is 245. And now I can work out the density of the drink. So first of all, I need to work out the mass. So I need to work out the mass of each of these. So let's work out the mass of OC. So if I cover M here, M equals to D times V. So we have this. So the mass of OC equals D times V. Let me write that down. My 1.21 times by 35. That gives me 1.21 times by 35 gives me 42.35. And then I've got the mass of CW, carbonated water, is 1.01 times by 245. That gives me 247.45. And the question says, work out the density of the drink. So that means it's everything. So what I need to do is I can just add these together. So 42, so total, let me write this out, total density equals to the total mass divided by the total volume, because it says the density of the drink. So if I add these two together, 42.35 plus 247.45 gives me 2. Can I do that correctly? $42.35 plus 247.45 289.8. Let me just double check something. Sorry, my nose, I'm feeling unwell today. My hay fever is really poor, really bad. Okay, so now I'm going to do my total mass, which is 289.8 divided by my volume, which is 280. Divided by 280, that gives me 1.035. All right, so that's my final answer, and that's worth a good 4 marks. All right, let's add that to our tally. 1, 2, 3, 4 marks. So we've banked 5, 10, 15, 22 marks. We are 5 marks away from a grade 5, but I'm going to pause today's lesson here. We will carry on with paper 2, another predicted paper 3. And if you are here for the first time, make sure you subscribe, and I will put on your notifications so that when we go live, hopefully tomorrow, everything should go to plan and I'll be feeling much better. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Assalamu alaikum.